Ladies and gentlemen, this is Irmgard Furchner. She is a 97-year-old woman that was just convicted for working as a secretary at a concentration camp. At 97, she was not too old to go after. Woman can't even walk, she's in a wheelchair. But she was not too old to convict. They said she would have been 18 years old at the time when she was working as a secretary in a concentration camp. Stay with me on this one. Ladies and gentlemen, let's go on with this story. So, March 6, 1857, the Supreme Court in America said that our people weren't even citizens. So they didn't have to do anything for you in their courts. And to this very day, America runs their courts, especially criminal court, like it's still 1857. You don't see any more justice today than you would have seen in 1857 in their courts. They still feel you don't deserve any justice up in their courtrooms. You see very little to no justice at all. And this is intentional, what you are seeing. It's very intentional. Now, let's get on with the real story. Ladies and gentlemen, Congress will not do anything significant for Emmett Till's family. And we already know down in Mississippi, they will not arrest Carolyn Bryant, who's in her 80s and who is directly responsible for the death of Emmett Till. But this is what Congress will do. This is what America will do. They will award gold medals to Emmett Till and his mother, Mamie Till-Mobley. They will not convict Carolyn Bryant, who's younger than the 97-year-old woman they just convicted. But they will give them gold medals. So, the Congressional Gold Medal to Emmett Till and his mother, Mamie Till-Mobley, is headed to President Joe Biden's desk. Is there anyone in our community that want to see a gold medal go to two dead people opposed to going after the killer of 14-year-old Emmett Till? Does anybody even care about some gold medal going to Emmett Till's mother and to Emmett Till? Does anybody care about this? Did anybody ask for Emmett Till and his mother to receive a Congressional gold medal. And the person that is directly responsible for him being in the grave is still walking around. She may be old and raggedy, but she's still here. Well, this is what they took their time to do. Instead of making the courts in America more fair and balanced, they don't want to do that. But they'll give a gold medal to two dead people. How about giving justice to Emmett Till's family? And see all of the injustices that are done in this country, that alone should be good enough for reparations. You've been denying us justice in court for hundreds of years, and you're still doing it. But Congress don't want to fix that. Joe Biden don't want to fix that. But they want to give a gold medal to two dead people. Emmett Till's family should throw that right back in their faces. I don't know where you took into your heads that we are okay with all of this symbolism. But let me take the time to let you know nobody's ever been okay with this garbage other than you. So, anyway, on August 28th, 1955, a group of white men in Money, Mississippi, brutally lynched Emmett Till, a 14-year-old, for allegedly whistling at Carolyn Bryan. His mother, who she spent her entire life fighting for justice and went to her grave not getting that justice. Emmett Till's mother died in 2013 at the age of 81 years old. She was the one that insisted that his funeral be an open casket, and she became an activist after that. Oh boy. And then it goes on to say the people of the United States honor the legacy of Emmett Till. Really? Are you sure about that? Didn't they put up a placard down there that had to be replaced over and over because they kept shooting it up? That don't look like much honor to me. That just looks like a new generation of people that hate Emmett Till. That's what it looks like. But let's go on. So they said the people of the United States honor the legacy of Emmett Till and the incredible suffering and equally incredible courage, resilience, and efforts of Mamie Till-Mobley that led to the civil rights movement that began in the 1950s. Senate Bill 450 says, no, you don't honor their legacy because if you did, you would make sure justice was served. And as long as you do anything short of that, then there is no honoring a legacy at all. Mamie Till lived to be 81 years old, and all that time you denied her justice for her son. And you think a gold medal is going to erase the fact that one of the people is still living and you won't touch this person. You won't even let the warrant be served. You went above and beyond to make sure that warrant was never served. But we're supposed to look at this as something y'all can shove this gold medal. You can shove the gold medal. Give us our reparations. We weren't asking for no damn gold medal. You need to, instead of standing around passing some garbage in Congress to pass on to Joe Biden to be signed, pass our reparations and get that signed by Joe Biden. Emmett Till and Mamie Till-Mobley are dead. What are they going to do with a gold medal? In fact, what would they do with it other than have it in their house collecting dust if they were alive? President Joe Biden had in March of 2022 signed the Emmett Till Anti Lynching Act. Ladies and gentlemen, that is something that should have been written on toilet paper. Every time a black man in America is found lynched, they label it as suicide. Trust me, if they could find a way to go back in history and label all of those lynchings as suicides, they would. They would. And they determine it's a suicide at the crime scene. So, what good is an anti lynching act? So, when you declare the lynching as a suicide, that means you don't have to investigate nothing. All right. So, isn't that still running your system like Jim Crow? So, they passed a crime bill in the name of Emmett Till. And think about this, he would not even be able to use this crime bill, y'all. They gave him a bill and they're denying him justice. So Emmett Till would not even be able to use his own bill that they passed in his name. I mean, this is unbelievable. So we know they found Carolyn Bryan Dunham in Bowling Green, Kentucky. That's where she was found at the age of 88 years old. And she is deemed as too old, but not a 97-year-old woman. A 97-year-old woman, that's fine to go after her. But Carolyn Bryan, who is 88 years old, she's too old. Sounds like Jim Crow to me. And oh, and she got cancer. Well, they got infirmaries in jail. There's all kinds of inmates with many different health issues, but they're still in there, still not letting them go. So, y'all, this is more symbolism that no one was asking for. And it's just unbelievable of looking at all of the Black representation in Congress. And not one of them are standing up and saying, we don't need gold medals. Emmett Till needs justice. And Carolyn Bryan Dunham needs to go on trial. None of them are doing that, y'all. None of them. But they took to the floor to talk about this gold medal. House Representative French Hill of Arkansas talked about the brutality of Jim Crow South. Well, Jim Crow South is still in effect. Jim Crow is still in effect in your courts and many of your agencies around this country. Still in housing. This is why Black man and woman that own a home will get a lower appraisal than a white man or woman that got the same house, because your system still runs like it's still Jim Crow, because it is still Jim Crow in America. So Rep Hill noted that less than 2 weeks after Till's burial, an all white jury deliberated less than 1 hour and issued a not guilty verdict for the murderers, who later confessed to the crime in exchange for $4,000 in an interview. Yeah, but don't y'all still do this? Look at the countless police officers that have killed unarmed Black men and women, and they are not sitting in jail. Jim Crow. Your system is still Jim Crow. But see, the Jim Crow South is now nationwide. That's why your cops still function out here like it's Jim Crow. So, the whole country is Jim Crow South. Despite the lack of immediate justice for this brutal murder, Emmett Till's mother, Mamie, never stopped drawing attention to her son's murder, as demonstrated by all of us here today. The Till trial brought to light the brutality of the Jim Crow South, Hill said. No, actually, there were a lot of incidents that brought attention to Jim Crow South. Emmett Till was just one of many. And like I said, you still run your courtrooms today like the Jim Crow South. So the Senate bill outlined Till-Mobley efforts seeking to redress for her son's murder, including this is just unbelievable. Okay, so if they put a reparations bill in front of you, you get mad and it's not going to pass and you got a problem with everything. But some garbage like this, Not only do they want to pass it, y'all, they would all get up and speak. Ain't this amazing? This is a joke. So, where is this congressional gold medal going? It's going to the National Museum of African American History and Culture as a gift of the Till family to the museum, which also displays Emmett Till's casket. No defense, but I don't want to see Emmett Till's casket. And if you don't know the story, Emmett Till was excavated some years back, and the coffin, they said, was really in bad shape. So when they put him back in the ground, they put him in a new coffin. And they took the old coffin, and the old coffin is now in a museum at the National Museum of African American History and Culture. That's where his original casket is today. To be honest with you, I don't want to even see Emmett Till's coffin, even if it's empty. I still don't want to see nothing like that. So I guess this gold medal is going to be right by his original coffin that's at the museum. I don't know, y'all. Who is supposed to feel good about this? Seriously, who is supposed to feel good about some meaningless medal from Congress and a bill that Joe Biden is going to sign? I mean, look, y'all, let me just tell you this one thing before I conclude. You see how your Christmas went, right? You see how that went with the bitter cold weather and all the problems that you had in this country over these last few days. This is just a precursor of what 2023 is going to be like for you. You just sit around and think about this. If this was rough for you these last few days, get ready for 2023. It's going to be a hell of a ride for you, a well deserved one. Y'all, please tell me what you think about this video. Please leave your comment and subscribe. Don't forget to hit on the notification bell, and I'll see you on the next video. Peace, family.